When it comes to gaming IEMs or headphones, some swear that certain sound signatures or tunings are beneficial for different games or improve their skills. Yet, in much of the audio community, you'll hear people say that headphones, or even more so IEMs, that you use won't make a huge difference in your skills in gaming, with things like comfort or even perceived soundstage having more of an impact on the gaming enjoyment. So when I hear that a headphone or an IEM is a professional gaming product, that doesn't instill in me a lot of confidence or even really interest in the product. But Moondrop now has a new professional gaming IEM called the Moondrop Rays, and I would love to see more IEMs do what this is doing. I would also first of all just like to thank Shenzhen Audio for sending this unit out to review. So the Moondrop Ray is a $100 hybrid, one dynamic driver, one planar IEM, and its standout feature is that it uses a USB-C DSP cable to EQ the IEMs. Now, this isn't something new, and the cable is very similar to the normal free DSP cable that Moondrop offers on some of their other products. But there are two things about this cable that make it different from the normal free DSP cable. For one, it finally fixes the issue of having a static-like sound whenever someone stops talking or if there's a gap in the audio. That's something that I've been very vocal about with those IEMs where I just can't use them because I hate the sound every time that the DAC kind of turns off and on. It bugs me like every time. And the second change is that the EQ options and capabilities of this cable are just far superior to the normal free DSP cable. Now firstly, just to get a quick touch on the build and accessories, it comes with a similar circular zip-up carrying case that Moondrop offers on their other products, and also includes a USB-C extension cable to give you enough length to plug the IEMs into the rear I/O of your motherboard if you wanted to. The IEMs themselves are a mix of dark green and purple accent. Most of the cable is dark green, and then the shell of the IEM is green plastic with a metal faceplate that blends into the purple color. Overall, the IEM feels light and comfortable for long gaming sessions. But these are advertised as professional gaming IEMs, so where does that come in? It's down to the tuning options and the EQ software that these offer. They do work with the Moondrop app that you can install on your phone, but the full-featured equalizer is browser-based. You don't need to install anything on your computer, just plug the IEMs into your computer, go to the Moondrop Online Equalizer tool, and then you're met with some EQ options that have been tuned by Esports Players for different games, some generic EQ options for different game types, a tab to browse through community-made EQ profiles, and then finally a full-fledged visual equalizer tool. Here you can adjust the IEMs to your liking, or even choose from some target responses, or other IEMs like the Blessing 3 or Desk to auto EQ to those targets. I would be careful about using auto EQ all the way up to 20k. With all this, the equalizer shows the changes to the frequency response in real time, to give you kind of a visual feedback on the changes that you're making. Sadly, it only has peak filters, but it's still a lot more powerful than most built-in EQ apps. Whatever changes you make to the tuning is saved on the cable, so it will sound the same no matter what you plug it into. The ease of use for adjusting the tuning to your preference and saving it to the cable is something that I can really get behind, and I hope that more products start doing this if they're going to be using DSP anyway. In terms of how they sound, you can adjust it to however you like, but of the settings that are pre-made, the default one sounds the best to me. It sounds close to neutral for me, although there is still a bit more treble than I would like. Who would have thought? For myself, I pull down 6K just a few dB, and that puts them in the ballpark of my comfort zone. I wouldn't rely on the visual graph to match a target or something in the higher frequencies, since the response in your own ear is likely different than what was measured. But what about the preset options? The tuning for games made by esports professionals. Well, I hate to say it, I don't like them. Most of them seem to boost the mid-bass and a treble a bunch, making the Rays sound like a cheap pair of gaming headphones. Maybe that's just what they're used to, or maybe they're really looking out for those footstep sounds. I have no idea what the CS2 players were thinking when they tuned this, but it ends up sounding like a pair of cheap flathead earbuds. Myself, I wouldn't lean in too hard on the gaming aspect and tuning from Esports Players, but the amount of customization available, as well as the built-in feature of being able to share your custom tuning preferences with others, makes this IEM quite appealing. I hope they release more IEMs with this tuning tool, or at least make the past products like the May or Desk compatible with it. Overall, these get a positive recommendation from me.